Hello everyone, my name is Tony Jones and I'm presenting on WH questions. WH questions are a must-needed lesson to learn when learning English because they result in answers to questions one has. More specifically, they elicit detailed responses rather than yes or no responses. For this reason, they're very useful. In my opinion, one of the most useful questions to know when learning English is how do you say blank? And from WH questions, you can ask this. However, students may have trouble with WH questions because they struggle with inversion aspects. An example of this is if a student asks where you are going instead of the correct grammar, where are you going? Also, because WH questions are so useful, they are taught to even beginning level ELLs. For this reason, some may have trouble, but the plus side is that students can use them without necessarily having a full understanding of the grammar behind it. For example, students can ask, how are you, or what is your name, and they don't necessarily need the full concept of the grammar behind it. So the book I'm using to show the exercises and examples is Grammar Dimensions, Form, Meaning, and Use. So the first section of the book starts off with WH questions words with B. So it starts off with a chart listing all the WH questions, or the WH words, and then the be verb that goes with it, and a question that goes with it. Just an example. And then the first exercise it gives is a fill in the blank. It gives a blank for students to fill in one of the WH questions and then the answer. For example, it asks, blank is Morocco, giving the answer Africa. The student would need to fill in the blank with the word where to get the correct answer. So this can be seen first with the chart, and then also with the fill in the blank exercises in the book. Next, the book has a section on WH questions with who and whom. Now this is an area where a lot of native English speakers struggle knowing when to use who and when to use whom. So first gives examples or explanations of the rules of usage. After an explanation of the rules, the first exercise is a fill in the blank using the words who or whom. So this can be seen here in the book. First with the examples and the explanation of the rules, and then fill in the blank exercise. The next section the book has is present progressive WH questions. So again, it starts off with a chart of the WH words with a be verb, the subject, and a verb ending in ing. Then the first exercise it gives is the question is blank and the answer is provided. Students are to write a WH question that corresponds correctly to the answer. This can be seen here in the book. Beginning with the chart and following with the first exercise. Next, the book has a section on WH questions with be again, but this time with a past tense being verb. For example, it has when was JFK's assassination, where was the assassination. Kind of a weird example, but we'll go with it. Then, the first exercise it goes is a fill in the blank using the correct WH question along with the be verb. It is formatted in a conversation in which the student is asking the question provided. So this can be seen here in the book. First with the chart, giving examples and explaining the rules, and then with the exercise below it. Lastly, the book has a section on past tense WH questions. An example is WH word, then the word did, followed by the subject, then the base form of the verb. For example, what did I do last summer? When did you make plans? And then the exercise it has is it provides a sentence but excludes the WH word and the correct form of did. Students are to write the answer as a question and then ask a partner the questions. So this can be seen here in the book. It starts off with the chart, and then below it is the exercises where students write the question. So those are only some of the exercises that the book has. There's lots more, but for the sake of time, I only gave one. So these all are good exercises to help students learn WH questions. It leans more towards the writing and reading aspects of learning English. In my opinion, it would be better to balance it out with also speaking and listening, especially because you're going to ask WH questions a lot more than you're going to write WH questions. It did give examples or did give exercises of speaking, but not as much as writing. So I think that would be better, but the exercises it gives are still good. And that's everything.